Dear viewers, the entire Caribbean region is on its highest state of alert. Over the Caribbean Sea, a tropical system named Melissa is strengthening at a rate not seen in many years. According to major meteorological centers worldwide, Melissa could become one of the strongest and most dangerous hurricanes of this season, bringing exceptionally heavy rainfall, extreme gusts, and widespread threats of flash floods, landslides, and severe inundation across Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba within the next 48 to 72 hours. The National Hurricane Center, NHC, has officially issued a hurricane warning for the entire territory of Jamaica and urged residents to complete all emergency preparations today. As from tonight into early tomorrow, the island will begin to experience hurricane-force winds of 120 km per hour, Category 4 equivalent, with gusts above 160 km per hour, accompanied by continuous heavy rainfall lasting for several days. According to satellite imagery updated at 8 p.m. local time, the center of Hurricane Melissa is located about 220 kilometers southeast of Kingston, moving very slowly toward the west-northwest at only 6 kilometers per hour. The central pressure has rapidly dropped below 965 hectopascals, indicating that the system is undergoing rapid intensification. The sea surface temperature in this area exceeds 30 degrees Celsius, and the warm water layer extends over 100 meters deep, ideal conditions for exponential hurricane development in the coming hours. Meteorologists warn that Melissa is not a typical storm. All major forecast models, including the ECMWF, Europe, GFS, United States, and regional models from Cuba and Jamaica, agree that the hurricane could reach Category 4 or even Category 5 on the Saffir-Simpson scale before striking Jamaica. This corresponds to sustained winds above 210 km per hour, capable of causing catastrophic destruction to any non-reinforced structure, uprooting trees, toppling power lines, and devastating coastal infrastructure. The greatest danger from this hurricane lies not only in its wind strength but also in its slow movement. When a powerful storm nearly stalls over warm waters, it continuously draws moisture upward, forming extremely thick convective cloud bands that produce relentless torrential rainfall. This results in severe flash floods, deep inundation, and major landslides. Regional hydrological models forecast total rainfall over 600 millimeters across Jamaica, with some southern and southeastern mountain slopes possibly reaching 700 millimeters within just 2 to 3 days, an extreme amount that could submerge roads, destroy transport systems, and isolate communities for extended periods. In Haiti, although the storm's eye may not pass directly overhead, outer rainbands from the north and west will bring very heavy rainfall to southwestern Haiti, especially in Les Cayes and Jérémie, with 500 to 700 millimeters expected. Combined with the steep terrain, the risk of landslides and flash floods is extremely high. Meanwhile, eastern Cuba, including Guantanamo province, is forecast to experience hurricane-force winds of 90 to 130 km per hour and rainfall totals of 300 to 400 millimeters beginning Monday. The situation in Jamaica is expected to be most critical from early October 26 through October 28. During this period, the hurricane's core may hover over or near Kingston for more than 24 hours. Experts warn that the slow movement will compress and trap moist air, dramatically enhancing rainfall intensity. With the southern mountain slopes facing the storm, runoff will rapidly funnel into valleys, producing life-threatening flash floods. In addition, as Melissa maintains major hurricane strength near the coast, waves of 5 to 7 meters and storm surges of 2 to 3 meters are likely along southern Jamaica's coastlines. In Kingston, Montego Bay, and other ports, the combination of tidal surges and rainfall flooding could lead to deep coastal inundation. The Jamaican government has ordered schools, airports, and seaports closed, urging citizens not to travel outdoors after tonight except for emergency response teams. By Tuesday, the hurricane's circulation is expected to expand northwestward, affecting eastern Cuba and the Bahamas. As it moves between Cuba and the Bahamas, Melissa may retain Category 3 strength or higher. before accelerating northeastward and exiting the Caribbean midweek. Although it will spend less time over the Bahamas, strong winds and high waves will still likely cause significant damage to low-lying islands. For the United States, the good news is that most forecast models indicate Melissa will not make landfall. Once past Cuba, upper-level westerlies should steer it northeastward into the open Atlantic. However, this does not mean the U.S. is completely safe. A strong offshore hurricane can still generate long-period swells traveling thousands of kilometers, impacting the entire U.S. East Coast. From Florida to Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Delaware, New Jersey, and Long Island, meteorological agencies are advising residents to avoid swimming or sailing over the next few days. Wave heights may reach 3 to 4 meters, with powerful rip currents dangerous to swimmers and small vessels. Coastal lowlands may also experience tidal flooding due to the combination of storm surge and high tide. Meanwhile, within the continental U.S., the weather remains complex. Across the south, a low-pressure system moving through Texas and Louisiana is triggering severe thunderstorms, strong gusts, and potential tornadoes. The NOAA has placed areas including Houston, Austin, Waco, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans under a slight risk, level 2/5, for severe weather. The most dangerous window will be 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. local time, with isolated supercells producing hail up to 5 to 6 centimeters, gusts over 90 kilometers per hour, and small tornadoes. Residents are advised to monitor warnings closely and take shelter immediately when alerts are issued. In the Pacific Northwest, an atmospheric river is bringing heavy rain to Washington and Oregon and snow accumulations of 60 to 150 centimeters in the Cascades and Rockies. The event should weaken by Monday, but snowpack buildup will benefit winter water reserves while increasing avalanche risk in mountain regions. As the system moves over the Central Plains, forecasts show it could interact with cold air from Canada, forming a new low-pressure system in the Ohio Valley that may move eastward and evolve into a minor nor'easter by late October. If this scenario occurs, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, West Virginia, and Virginia may experience cold rain, strong winds, and even light mountain snow near Halloween. The accompanying cold air is expected to lower morning temperatures on October 31 to 0 to 5 degrees Celsius across the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. Even Atlanta could drop to 4 degrees Celsius. And Florida will see rare cool mornings around 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. The entire country will enter an early season chill interspersed with brief warm spells, a typical weather seesaw of late autumn. Returning to the Caribbean, all attention now focuses on Jamaica. This is the time when safety must come first. The Jamaican Civil Defense urges people to stay in sturdy shelters, avoid coastal and hillside areas, and evacuate low-lying zones before heavy rain begins. Residents are advised to prepare food, clean water, medicine, and backup power for at least 3 days and stay in communication with local authorities for emergency support. In Haiti and Cuba, local governments have issued emergency warnings, calling for evacuations from landslide-prone regions and urging citizens not to cross rivers or streams during heavy rain. The Cuban Meteorological Agency highlighted that Guantanamo Province faces a high risk of severe flooding and wind damage, as its terrain faces the expected landfall direction. For smaller islands such as Turks and Caicos, Crooked Island, and Mayaguana in the Bahamas, the next 3 to 4 days mark a crucial preparation period. Residents are advised to check drainage systems, secure boats, stock essentials, and monitor official bulletins 2 to 3 times daily. From a scientific perspective, meteorologists explain that Melissa's rapid intensification stems from sea surface temperatures 1.5 degrees Celsius above normal, decreasing wind shear, and the storm's slow movement, which allows it to continuously draw energy from hot waters south of Cuba. As central pressure drops sharply, spiraling winds compress, forming a well-defined eye. If this continues, pressure could fall to 940 hectopascals, consistent with a Category 5 hurricane, winds around 250 km per hour. The Jamaica Meteorological Service stated, Given the current intensity and favorable environmental conditions, we cannot rule out the possibility that Melissa will become the strongest hurricane ever recorded in Jamaica in over 2 decades. The Jamaican Power Authority has preemptively cut electricity in flood-prone areas for safety. Rescue teams, military, and police have been deployed across all emergency shelters. National broadcasters recommend battery-powered radios and warn against relying solely on mobile networks, as transmission towers may fail during prolonged outages. According to the latest forecast track, by Tuesday morning, October 28, the storm's center will cross eastern Cuba, then accelerate northeastward over the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, before exiting into the Atlantic Ocean. Once over cooler waters, Melissa will gradually weaken but will still produce dangerous waves and strong winds across open seas and cause abnormally high tides along the U.S. East Coast. As Caribbean nations brace for impact, the international community has expressed solidarity. The United Nations, Red Cross, and numerous humanitarian organizations have activated emergency funds and are preparing to deliver relief supplies, tents, medicine, and international rescue teams once the storm passes. In the long term, experts see Melissa as a stark example of climate change-driven extremes. Rising ocean temperatures are lengthening hurricane seasons, intensifying storms, and increasing extreme rainfall. Regional countries must invest more in early warning systems, resilient urban planning, and public education on disaster preparedness. Dear viewers, as the Caribbean faces a long and challenging night, the most important message remains: do not underestimate warnings. Do not wait until the last moment to act. A few hours of preparation today can save thousands of lives tomorrow. Stay sheltered, follow official updates, and reach out to local authorities if assistance is needed. For those outside the danger zone, please offer prayers, attention, and accurate information to those affected. We cannot stop hurricanes, but we can lessen the damage through knowledge, vigilance, and unity. In the coming hours, meteorological agencies will issue updates every 3 hours on Melissa's intensity and track. We will continue bringing you the most accurate information available. To reiterate, Jamaica is under a nationwide emergency. Haiti and Cuba are preparing for major floods. Bahamas and Turks and Caicos should begin early precautions. And the U.S. East Coast must remain alert for strong waves and tidal surges in the coming week.